Hi guys, today we will cover MicroStrategy dossiers from the lens of a consumer. We have one of the example of the dossiers which is retail insight dossiers available on the MicroStrategy tutorial, or you can say a demo version. So on the top left you will see a library home which will basically guide you to the home where you will see all your dossiers pushed onto your name. Then we have a table of content which is basically your chapters and pages, which you can also see on the top header bar. The third option is a bookmark, which and this is really great options for someone who is doing a periodical analysis. So let's say if you are doing it on daily or a weekly, you can basically revisit your bookmarks and then switch the view. This will help you to save some time when you land to this dashboard again. So let's pick some filters here. Let's say I am picking blue lily top for now and apply the product, right? So now you see that the values will change here and only show the data for the product name blue lily top, which you can save as a bookmark. Let's say this is bookmark 1, right? Now you can further also, let's say, change the filter to something else, maybe a butterfly top, right? So when I change it to the butterfly top and again save this, let's say butterfly top, right? So now instead of going there and changing the filter, now you can switch the view from here directly, right? And this is helpful when you have lots of filters. Currently it's only have 2 3, but I know we might have 10 to 15 filters here which we change, right, very frequently. So this is very helpful in that case. Okay, you can also try reset, which will basically take you to your original state of the dossier, right? There are other options like undo and redo, which you know that one step back and forward whenever required. The last option is bookmark. This will basically help you to bookmark your dossier at the top of the library page. Okay, all right. The next option is like on the right side, the filter, which I already showed you. So you can choose your filters, which will basically restrict or filter out the data which is shown on the main page. The third option is a collaboration option where you can tag different people. Let's say I just tagged this, one of the AD group or a user with some information. It's very simple. You just write at the rate, you will see all the AD groups or the user available. You can just click on that, and we can say that, data seems incorrect for, let's say, butterfly top. And you can also include some filters, because if someone open that, then this would land it directly here. So you can just post this, and then if someone opens, basically it will trigger an email to them. They can open it and then come to this view and see what is wrong here. Okay, then there are some discussions as well, which you can just add some topic for your discussions and then track those discussions if required here itself, instead of doing over your emails, right? So this is very helpful. You can also pin this if required. So you are having regular conversation in that case. The third option is a share, which is also helpful. So you can share the dashboard to your teammate unless he has access to those dash. If he doesn't have access to the dashboard, he cannot see, but if he has, then obviously export. Obviously you can export the dashboard, export to Google Sheets, CSV, PDF, or you can also subscribe your dashboard to your email. Let's just review one subscription details, like you can name your subscription, type of your subscription. There are multiple options available. If it is being configured by your admin, you will also see those options to do that. The bookmark is basically you can choose from your bookmark which is there, or you can just create a separate bookmark as you wish, or you can remove, you can choose your bookmark, or put your own name, like butterly top or whatever, right? Or you can choose from the existing, as I said. You format, you can decide Excel, PDF, or Google Sheet, whatever is there. Range is basically allow you to choose your pages or filters. You can also pages or chapters. You can also choose to show the filters on your export, and then you can also send preview, which will basically immediately send. And this button is helpful if someone don't want to further receive it. They get a link in their email, and if they follow that email, they can subscribe and unsubscribe to the dossier. There are further settings which is available. You can compress your file into a zip file, the size is bigger, or you can also set the expiry of the subscription if required. So these are the options which is available, which is really great when you are looking at the delivery of your email over email or any place like FTP or file. The third is just about you. The fourth option is, or fifth option, sorry, is really important because nowadays you know that we have lots of AI features coming in each and every reporting solutions too. So here also one of them. So you can type your question or you can use the existing suggestions, right? Just to see this is being, how this is working, right? So let's say I just say which product line has the highest total sales by year, right? So it basically uses the AI, generative AI features to fetch the data for you from the data available in the attached data set here. So here you see that the highest total sales for each year is in 2022 and 2023 is omens. But if you want to see how they come to this number, you can always go to that interpretation. So it will basically show you how they have calculated this, you know, and in, so if you feel like the numbers are wrong, then you can obviously come here and see how this is exactly being done, right? You can also copy these instructions and then check or send to someone or ask for something, some help from the cloud code or chat GPT. There are some options here, right? You can learn about it, you can clear the history, you can pin it, it's up to you. So let me just clear the history for now. I don't want to save. It will also retain your history under your name if you want to keep that. This is for developers since I have that access, so I see this option. But yeah, the consumers won't, right? And then this is just for the cloning of your retail analysis. I mean this dossier, whatever it is, right? So these are the features which we have. I think I just missed some more, right? The how you can switch between that. So it's simple. You just click on the another tab or the text which is there. This will basically take you to the second page, right? And if you just click on table of contents, you see that you are on the second page. So this is a custom way of doing that, but yeah, obviously this looks better than what we have here, but it's always a choice you can make. Now here on the left hand side, on the right hand side, you see that you can choose whatever you want to display here. The report is being set in that way. Let's say I just don't want to go to the date level detail, right? So I can just click on that. It will basically remove the date from your display, right? And you can also choose further metrics like inventory capacity or whatever, right? So it will basically populate for you immediately, right? Then you also want, if you want, you can also say change the geo attributes or whatever, right? So you have those options to pick and choose that you want to display. This is typically a detailed report where you want to see all the details of your data. This is one more important feature is like you can maximize if you feel like sometimes this is in a smaller space, so you can just click on maximize, so it will come to your full screen so that you can see the data clearly, right? Then there are some options which is available like an export. So there is a ellipsis button on the right corner. You can always export this into your required format. The third option is alert. It is also very good, right? You can also set alert, right? If specific KPI, let's say inventory, right, is that you can say, right, if inventory goes right less than 100, let's say, right, then it should trigger you an email, right? And then attach all those things. You can also add in snapshot. Basically, the snapshot is nothing but a copy of your dashboard at that point of time. And then you can choose the available schedule, which is available daily, monthly, or whatever, right? Hourly, or maybe every 10 minutes, right? So that you can do that. So these are the options which is really good and cool features of the MicroStrategy. And I think this is the mainly features which is going to use as an end consumer or a business user.